The pessimist complains about wind, optimist waits for a change, and realist adjusts the sails. Nicola Chamfort used to say this. What about Enrico Chieffi? After a life on the sea, he's now leading as a CEO SLAM. So what does he want to do? Yes, this can be done. And welcome to SLAM is back. Enrico Chieffi. Well, did I put some pressure with this presentation? Just a bit. But let me present and introduce you too. You are a very important person. I live with my wife and with my daughter, and I understood very soon who is the leader, who is the boss. So having you as a leader will be very helpful. Eleonora Cottarelli, journalist of Rai Sport. I'm sorry, Sky Sport. Well, that's okay. That's okay. So she will be presenting today. I would start from the welcome that we would like to give to this audience, huge and very beautiful, in a really unique environment here, and even more what we see on the screen, but we cannot say too much now. Well, welcome to everyone. Here we are. The time has come to start. We bought this company last August, and we have been working so hard since then to be here today. And I need to thank the team because it has been working so hard, and it really is a very, very important moment now. Can I give a couple of figures? Because then we will go into details. This audience here we have 30 international and national journalists, also 25 journalists connected on stream, and these, just to give you an idea of how important this event is, we also have 18 nations present here of our customers and partners. So we can really say that it is a world championship. Right, so pressure again. Now, I would like to understand the vision of SLAM. Well, the vision is very simple. I come from the sailing world, SLAM, and like many people of my age, we grew up with this brand, and we want to go back being a company specializing in sailing apparel. Well, not really specializing. Well, this is not really correct. Well, I am a sport person, so I don't want to say that it is a company specializing in this. It must be the company in the world. So there are many things to be done to be able to do this. We need to focus on the product, and we need to be more international. It really is a brand well known in the whole world, but we need to go to work even more. This is only the starting point. We will also have here a dream team. And then we will go into more details with the dream team. Well, I would like to say a couple of things. As you have seen, we are talking about a new logo that we wanted to use in this relaunch of the company to convey the message of dynamism, sport, and also going back to the origins, because this logo, even though it is completely new, it resembles and reminds of the original logo of the company, which was created for sailing apparel. We developed it with an English agency, UDocs, and as a consequence, this was the more aesthetical part. And then, of course, we'll have this substantial part, the collection that we are going to see in a short while. Well, we really needed someone to really believe in this, who really wanted to invest in SLAM, looking into the future. So now, Marco Piana, CEO of the VAM fund, which chose to invest in in SLAM. Welcome and good morning. Well, what do you think now, seeing all these people here to believe, as you have in the relaunch of SLAM, and with this slogan, SLAM is back? And why did VAM decide to invest? It's a huge emotion to see all these people here, and I really am convinced that Enrico will really stimulate and will lead you through this fantastic event. Well, we invested in SLAM And the answer is in the images here. Slam and a passion for sailing are interconnected, closely interconnected in our minds and in our heads. In its 40 years of life, Slam had many stories to tell. Well, first of all, Genoa and the spirit of Genoa that you see in here in the lantern, and it is present in all our products. And all the young athletes sponsorized, and also the great successes of Furio, who is here today with us, who had the honor of winning Barcolana 53. And if you want me, I can be there too this year. Well, maybe too much, Furio. Well, I'm really formidable, really as a ballast. Yes, well, you need that too, right, Furio? But Slam is also youngsters with psychological problems who, thanks to this, do their therapy on our Leon Pancaldo. Or maybe it's just the smell of the sea. We are passionate. We are used to living that, while we are use the fantastic products of Slam. Slam had, lost its way a little bit, so it didn't have so many beautiful stories to tell. So with VAM, we decided to invest in Slam so that it could go back to having really unforgettable moments. So victories for athletes and freedom and win for those who love sailing. And with Francesco Trapani, my partner, we said, so who can be at the helm of this dream? It was difficult to choose because there are many noises in the world, many empty slogans, and we wanted to be sure that the sea had a concrete and tangible contents for this company. And so we found a unique person. We went to Finland, where Enrico used to build boats for dreamers with no limits. And we convinced him to join in this adventure. He's a unique person because he is a manager able to lead a company with a vision. And in his leisure time, he goes and wins European championships, and as if he were a young emerging athlete. So who better than Enrico could let Slam go back to speak to the hearts of people? This is a difficult challenge, of course, but we have learned that those who love navigation better than the destination is able to go far. So this is an opportunity to be here and live with Enrico and his team for a very beautiful voyage. Thank you. Thank you to Marco Piana. So we could say that to remain in the metaphor of seamen, and I also feel like a sea woman, this stage is going to become a sea harbor. So we will be able to see many faces, athletes, champions. That's a good part of a sea harbor, of course. I have already talked about the dream team that you really wanted to have and that you're still building and creating. Yes, that's true. But as you saw in the video, and now while we were waiting to start, you saw the quality and the quantity of samples and champions we have here today. So starting with this adventure, I was wondering how to get to our destination, so to our objective. So, of course, the best way to do that is having people who actually sail with competence, with high skills, at high levels, very high levels. So I started from my passion, that is to say, Olympic sailing, and I wanted to go back to the relationship that I used to have with Federazione Italiana Vele and with the boys and girls of the Olympic teams. But I thought that that was not enough, just the higher part of the pyramid. So we decided also to be joined by the champions of the future, so children, and also offshore sailing, which is aspirational, so these very beautiful, huge boats, and also be aware that sea must be protected and saved and rescued. So this is the general picture which led us in the creation of this dream team. And now we're going to talk about this. Since you mentioned the cooperation with the Federazione Italiana Vela, I would like to invite the president to tell us how this partnership is working and how it will be working. Thank you. As Enrico said, I must say that we shared right away the objectives. We wanted to win. We wanted to go back to being a leading company. We want to be a leading federation, not only for Olympic Games, but also for young people sailing, actually the whole of it. So we embraced the objectives. And this was a very important message. I must say that we exchanged first ideas, and I was impressed by his vision. There was a clear vision. There's where we want to go, and also a fundamental thing. The company wanted to invest on young people. So we started with this policy with the federation, saying that the center must be athletes. So having a partner who wanted to have athletes at the center, but not only for victories. The athletes must be a model, a role model for many others, and especially go out of the small world of sailing. They must represent for the sponsors, for the media. They must represent important people on whom we want to invest. So this company is investing on this. So we think that this is really great. So I see that there is already a vision for the future, for tomorrow. Yes. Well, first of all, I'm very proud to say that we have already done a lot, and today we will see an exceptional team. But to go back to what he said, there are two great added values in this relationship with young people. Technical quality that they can introduce in a product that they will be using. And the second one is, it's always been my dream. Sailing and taking sailing to everybody's house. We all know who tennis champions are, soccer champions are, but not everyone knows who are the champions of sails. So I would like people to know this. I would like to wear awareness on this in our communication campaigns that are on today's newspapers. You see children, you see young people. And this, to me, is something that hopefully will give us added value to our sport. Thank you very much. You used the word dream. So I'm going to use this word, and I'm going to say that the time has come to really dream with a dream team.
Non ci basta vederli.
So we want them to be here with us. Ruggero Tita, Caterina Banti, gold Tokyo 2020, NACRA class 17. And gold Parasail Championship, Davide Di Maria. Gold in the World Slalom Windsor, Matteo Iachino. And silver in the World Championship of Windsurf, Matteo Camboni. And gold at the World Championship Juniores, Felico Pilloni. Gold in the World Championship for 7-0 Juniores, Marco Gradoni and Alessandra Di Pini. And lastly, Windsurf family, Sofia, Jacopo and Nicolo Renna, please come here. Nicola was the protagonist, won a fantastic silver in Torbole. Enrico. So they are young, they are smile, and they are the winners. Really, that's really great. So we can really talk about many things with them. I really am emotional now. Yes, I am really emotional now. But let's keep on dreaming because we have time. Since we are in this wonderful place, this is the house of Leonardo. Ruggero, you can help me because I think that when I talk about technology and competitiveness related to technology, you can help me given your experience. Hello, good evening, good morning to everyone. Yes, of course, we are here in the Temple of Technology, and technology, of course, helps us in developing our boats. As you said, talking about my training, I am an engineer, and this is something that really helps us in creating and our boats. So this foiling, it is more and more technologic. So he's very accurate. But of course, then you can balance that. He's too technologic, maybe very technologic. But for Caterina, the question is mine, because as probably few people know, I started as a bowman for my brother, Tommaso, the Chieffi brothers, with the 470, 470. So I was a bowman. And so Moro di Venezia said, to be a grinder, it was not enough to be intelligent. To say that in order to be a bowman, it is not enough to be able to sail, because you really need to have a strong body. So she's the one who has to be strong. So how do you manage your concentration on an effort that is psychological but also physical? I guess that is not easy. Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me here. Yes, as we said before, in an interview, we need to be careful on details and the boat technique, but also physical training and mental training. So you do physical training, so you need to practice, you need to train on being always focused and be ready at the right time. So, and also out of the water, you train with a sports psychologist to be ready also from a mental point of view, so concentration, etc. And so these are marginal gains, the things that really look very little, but they really make a difference, taking to the medal. With you, of course, we think about Olympic medal, but in the calendar of Davide, there is a date, 2028, hoping that Paralympic Games will take you there. Now you have another medal, right? Yes. I come from Austria. I came back the other day, and I'm really happy to have received the silver medal. It was really great, I must say. Yes, great. I was talking about Los Angeles in 2028 because that's your objective and your hope. In the meantime, you are training in very difficult classes. Yes, with the objective of 2028, and I'll take about this again later, I tried new boats, including 69F. This is a flying boat, last generation, which really gave me really great emotions. It was really fun, and I'm used to slow boats, technical boats. so technical, so they incline. So using these boats and being on these boats is really full of adrenaline, really special. I'm speechless, I must say. Well, for 2028, the date, the place is Los Angeles, the Olympic Games. The last Olympic Games, Paralympic Games, when there was a sailing, was in Rio 2016, and then they eliminated this in Tokyo and Paris 2024. So now we're waiting for the decision for Los Angeles. It's going to arrive at the end of the year. And in the meantime, we train, and we hope that we can go there. So the hashtag, with the hashtag. Yes, that's right. Let me talk about my love in the past for 70. And I would like to speak with Marco and Alessandra. They really are great athletes. You probably are among the youngest, or maybe the youngest in the teams, but you have actually won so much. Maybe you will risk all the, you will win over the past records. And as probably this is just the beginning, just like for Slam today. So what do you see in the future? We are planning everything, and our objective is being in the Olympic Games in Paris 2024. And in order to do that, we really have to be good, and we must be the strongest ones, of course. Never stop. Great. Enrico. And now another sail. You talked about objectives, but here, of course, we became flying. They have become flying. And there, too, we flew high in the world rankings. So there are people here who work even harder. But as you said, this is a sail. This is one of the 1,000 aspects of sailing. Sailing is beautiful because it has many facets. And surf, now it has become flying, and it is now being very popular. You will see on windy beaches, we see many people. This is really becoming very popular. And I would like to ask Matteo. You had already started to work with Slam before I joined, but you're not just an athlete. You also teach. You also work for sustainable sailing. Please tell us about your world. Yes, I was lucky enough to work with SLAC, with Istituto Leon Palcaldi in Savona. And so sailing and windsurf, I took this passion to the school, to the young people, and it reminded me of when I was in high school and I loved sea, and I wanted to take and bring this passion to younger people and increase the number of people who have a passion in this. At the same time, I have been working with the Porto dei Piccoli, which is an association in Genoa, with the participation of the hospital, Gaslini, which works with less fortunate children and their families to raise awareness about sport, also during the pandemic. And they do it all the time with children on boats, on the beach. We also organize the cleaning of beaches with the children, with biologists explaining about sea life and the importance of the environment for everyday's life. So it's really a pleasure. Thank you for this opportunity. Thanks to you. It really is an honor to have you here. Well, you know, he has so many jobs. So we talked about going into people's houses. People who don't know very much these sports and these champions. Mattia, you got to people's house like you were on Vanity Fair in May. Well, this is real Mattia, not the one that was in Vanity Fair. Well, My mother wouldn't even recognize me on the magazine. But you have to do, of course, you do many things. You have to fly on the board. I mean, there is no retouching there. Yes, we have this new challenge, the foil. I started to use the foil after Tokyo's Olympics, so a bit later than other athletes. But first of all, I would like to thank the Slam family for creating such a beautiful dream team. It is an honor to be part of this team. And well, the family is so important. So it's always been difficult to reach the objectives. There is nothing easy in sport if you have a certain objective. But this family, with the federation, with the team we have for windsurf, I'm ready to work hard and reach the next objectives, hoping that the wind will help us. Yes, it really must help you. Otherwise, we will help you and we will be blowing. Federico, you were born in 2006. I mean, you are so young. You have already won a world championship for juniores. What about how do you live your everyday life? So you go to school because, of course, this is important. But at the same time, you receive pressures also for the future. Good morning to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank for this opportunity that Slam is offering us. I'm also at the beginning of my sport path, but I am trying to learn as much as possible, especially from the many athletes that came before me and who did really a lot and are still doing a lot. But, of course, my career is going to be stronger in the future. This is just the beginning for me. So there are emotions in my whole day. I go to school in the morning, then I train on the sea, and then in the evening I go to the gym. So very difficult day. But I don't see this as a commitment, as a job. I see this as fun. So that's the magical thing and that helps me to go up and hump. It's really, really nice. Enrico, with the Renna family, we talk about family. So with that magical pinch, he said. Well, the Renna family. For example, I remember a very famous family in the history of sailing, Loreste, Spanish, who won many medals, Olympic medals and many medals. So families somehow were always present in sailing, but I must say that having Niccolò, Jacopo and Sofia, they are very young and they are very good already. I mean, they are all on their surfboard, so underboard. So they are brothers, but sometimes they are competitors. They compete against each other. So this is really unique. And I would like to ask Niccolò. Maybe, well, I guess there is a secret having 3 brothers like this, growing and winning all the time. This is really special. Please, if you want, can you tell us your secret? Good morning. Yes, the secret is passion given to us by our father since we were very young, and then we are lucky because we live in Torbole that has the best gym for sailing and for windsurf. It's a great place. So you get to do this every day. That's a benefit, of course. That's an advantage. But then you need something else. Sophia was laughing because probably it's not very easy to manage these kids. Tell us how you can manage the brothers. Can you do that? Is it possible to manage them? Yes, it is. Well, it's up to you, I guess. So we see from your eyes that this is really challenging. Now, Caterina, can we have a group picture of the whole dream team? The engineer here. So we have the photographer. see how he starts to be a manager here. Very good. The dream team, slam dream team. Thank you very much. Caterina, Ruggero, Marco, stay here with me because I think that, well, I see that there are many dreams here. And now they are going to ask you questions. Because when there are young people, children, right? Well, maybe children can take notes. As I said at the beginning, our concept of Dream Team is not just the upper part of the pyramid, but also the base. And I must say that every time I was lucky enough to see races with children, I was always very impressed. So we decided to also work with the champions of tomorrow because it's hundreds of them. It's really beautiful to see them. Please call them. Walter Cavallucci first, with Giovanni e Rachele Balestriere, Margherita Udino, and Camilla Mariani. I am going to stand here among young people. So, Walter, please tell us tell us about Optimist in Italy and in the world. Well, first of all, thank you for this invitation, for this fantastic setting here. It really is a pleasure to be here. Optimist class in the world. Let's start from here. It's the most widespread in the world. It's the business card of the International Federation. In this situation, the Italian Optimist class is at the top in terms of numbers, really good numbers, really impressive numbers. And let me say this, not only in terms of numbers, but also from a technical point of view, so quality. And the Italian class has always been at the top, in the top part of international races and competitions. So we are very proud to also represent the base of the pyramid that was mentioned before. And we also know that if this base is widened, then it means that also the height of this pyramid will increase. So more people with more preparation, because of course it's a pyramid, of course, but if there are more people, results will of course be better. And I'm sure about this. We have here the people who can push. I just wanted to say that starting from such a wide base, we also talk about dropping out. But that's not true, because this is a sport for life. So we can find it in many contexts. There are choices in life that make you go away momentarily, just for some time. But I was really impressed during the national selections when a young a girl, ufficiale from the Marina, she was an officer of the sea, and she said to us, "I'm one of you," and she was sailing with Optimist. So this means that this person, she will have she will of course be welcoming, and she will be inclined to accept the requests, and she will be following Ruggero in his success. So sailing is really a sport for life, and Enrico is a representative of this. Thank you. Enrico, if you agree, since we have these young people here, this is the opportunity to give the mic to them. How many times did you get have you been in the company of people who have won so many medals? So, Camilla, you skipped school, and you were very happy for that. Okay. Okay, and then, of course, you will have to catch up with homework. But I'd say, who wants to start with a question? I see she's a dreamer here. To Caterina. What did you feel when you received the Olympic medal? You have the whole day to answer, of course. It's long, but I can summarize it. At that time, we didn't even realize yet that how important it was and what we had to do in the next months. But it was really a beautiful moment, and it will remain in our hearts forever. How many nights did you sleep with a medal? Well, it's always, of course, it's hidden, because they said to us that it could be stolen in the hotel, so I kept it on me all the time. So that time I didn't feel nothing really special, because I really hadn't realized it. But so what we felt during the whole race, and what we felt the following months when we started to sail again. So what is important is the whole path, and the fact that we went back sailing, wanted to learn more and have fun. And we saw the results that, after the Olympic Games. Giovanni? Marco, was it difficult to go from Optimist to 470? It was a new challenge, I must say. With Optimist, it's only yourself, and with the other two of you. So you need to be strong together. So you have to help your partner. So you have to be strong together. So it was challenging. It is still challenging. It's a new challenge, but it's also beautiful. It's different. And then with a girl, of course, it's a new challenge because it's a girl. So be careful when you say something. Giovanni, did you take notes? Well, it's more difficult, I think, rather than, compared to sailing by yourself. Well, I think it's more difficult because you need to take care of other aspects. But in general, this is, of course, much a training, something to learn. It's a small team. Enrico, you really are very proud of these children and their questions. And let me make a quotation, a quote, which is common to all the children we have here, saying, train while the others sleep, study while the others go out, and resist while the others drop out, and in the end, you will live what the others dream. And I think that this is something that is also applicable to sailing. Okay, so now you can relax. The dream team can now relax. For the time being, of course, but they're used to long trainings. I see that you were a bit emotional, but seeing what happens in my house with my children and you and your brother. So how can I? Did you fight with you and your brother? Who has a good memory? We were famous also because we used to fight a lot on the boat. Do you still fight? Well, now we are grown-ups, so we have found a sustainable balance. We used to fight. We also used to hit each other on the boat, but we still were first, and we was still didn't lose any meter. And then when we were people used to say that I was the mean one. Tommaso is not here to confirm this. He cannot say, to give his opinion, but let's say that actually you were the mean one. But of course, you always had to celebrate because you had so many victories. You are the only Italian to have won world championships in 2 different Olympic classes, and this must be underlined. Dodo Gorla said this to me. He's a great champion of the past. He said to me, since he's very, very accurate, well, he said that, and I didn't even know, I didn't even check, but okay, I trust him, so it must be true. And what's going to happen now? The offshore sailing aspirational with Arca SGR, with SLAM, since 2018. Furio Benussi, we have already mentioned his name. Hello, Furio. You represent the team Arca SGR, a 100-feet yacht, which dominated in the last years, in the last seasons. Last year, it finished with Marco, with winning the Barcolana last year. So it's a, yes, that's true. To start the new season this year, winning the Trigolfi. Seems easy, but to be able to do this, they really worked hard. They changed the boat. They made important choices. And I know because this was a race which was very difficult. First of all, good morning to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and also listen to young people. And federation is so important. We do this also with the team. We sponsor young people because so that we can keep abreast. And this is really important. So we started this adventure 4 or 5 years ago with this boat, a 100-feet boat, which was in Minorca, not sailing. It's not an easy island. You can go there and go to the beach, but it was not an easy job. We took this challenge. We took the boat home. We got to Trieste, and then we, step by step, we arrived to last year, which was our best season. We restarted this year with Naples. Also, it was a family derby because slam and slam. So there was like a derby. It was really fun. Starting from tomorrow, well, we are going to be in Livorno. The boat experienced great changes for circular economy, because if you think that this boat 4 years ago was probably going to be demolished, today it's a boat that now has 40 people working, up to 100 people. So I must say that it's a real example of what can be done using tools. We have one here on the ceiling. It can be used to show what sailing is, circular economy, and also sustainability. One Champ Foundation and Carta Smeralda for projects about sustainability of the sea. You also have steps and projects there. Yes, from the very beginning, we believe that the sea has changed, and sometimes you sail, you see things in the sea that you had never seen before. So we go and look for water on other planets, but we don't take into consideration the sea, because without water there would be no life on Earth. So it was really important for us to follow Riccardo Bonadeo, One Ocean Foundation, with Mauro Pelasquier, who has always been a myth. He's a myth for everyone. Mauro, he paved the way together with Riccardo Bonadeo, so we try and support this foundation, which is the only one now that tries to support this environment, because that's your office. It's your office, but it is an asset for the whole world. So Mauro Pelasquier, he is from the Dream Team, and he's also an ambassador of One Ocean Foundation. Mauro Pelasquier. Good morning to everyone. The relationship between One Ocean Foundation and SLAM, going back to 2018. How can this help a company like SLAM? I mean, how can you be helped by SLAM? We need someone to support us and to support the foundation to work more and more. We work with scientists, biologists, with the National Studies Center, with the Bocconi University here in Milan. We have many partners, but in the end, you need to fund research. And this was the first great opportunity, and it supported us right away. To us, it is really fundamental. We work with microplastics. I was born before plastic, so in my life, in my sea life, I saw what happened to the sea. So we really need to do something important. And the foundation does this. And we really need to receive funds, and we need people who can believe in this. So I invite you to subscribe our ethical code, Carta Esmeralda, 10 points, where everyone can do something to protect the sea. It's up to us. So we can start from us. Furio, while Mauro was speaking, I thought about your motto. Nice boat, and also, of course, fast. So what about a sustainable boat? What about, well, could it also be a winner? Could it also be fast? So you can create a new slogan, maybe. Yes, think about it. Then at the end of the day, sustainable boat is a winning one by nature. So he creates so many slogans. Enrico, Mauro, what are you planning to do together? Slam has a fantastic boat, which is good for our activities, Leon Pancaldo. And we are also monitoring the protected marinas to see whether the protected areas are less polluted than the rest of the Mediterranean, which is our sea. So, if this is true, then we will have to try and extend as much as possible protected areas so that we can protect all the Italian coasts. Yes, this catch 18 meters that SLAM has, the idea is, together with OOF, is using it as a means to do all of this. And with this boat, we are already pursuing very beautiful projects. It's an educational one, for example, for the Istituto Ferrari's children, so we teach them to sail. And the others for physical disabilities of the association Il Barattolo. In Savona, we're doing sailing therapy. It's an incredible activity to help people who have problems. So we are working on this. It really helped me, you see. You improved, so it was really helpful for me too. So, how to leave the sea in a very comprehensive way, maybe 361 degrees. Today we have champions from the past, from today, from tomorrow, and we are talking about the world of sailing. But also now we want to talk about the slam world in adventure, which started with a sketch on a notebook. I am Gianfranco Azzini. I am a stylist. This collection was designed for sailing. The first element which we got as inspiration is the foil, which is a simple element, pure element. It's a carbon beam into the water, allowing the boat to lift, avoiding the friction of the sea so that it can fly on the water. As for the first layer, seamless, we used this technology with no seams. So it's seamless. Gianfranco Azzini, stylist for Slam. He comes out of the video and comes here. Good morning to everyone. Well, a great presentation, really. So, high, alta moda, fashion. Yes, and with the foil is the common denominator of the whole collection. How were you able to combine design and substance in this collection? In my professional experience, I work with international brands of very high level, but this is the first time in my life that I've had a CEO involved directly in the product in such detail. This was an experience, a unique experience for me, very exciting, very constructive. Enrico is very competent. He also very demanding. He pushed us always to the limit. And the search for perfection in sport is now conveyed into the product. Enrico, was it easier to be on the sea or being a co-creator of a clothing line? Of course, it's much easier to sail and to be on a boat, because when you start with these mechanisms, well, I found a world unknown to me. I thought that a T-shirt was just a T-shirt, but no, there is a whole world behind. Can you help us to see this world? Can you give us an idea of this world? Well, what I learned from the boat that I then conveyed to the company was the teamwork. So the skills of a team, of course, that knows much better than me in all the sectors. What I tried to convey was my competence as a salesman, as a user of the products that we are conveying to the children, who of course are much more updated than I am. And the method. Some people say that I am a nerd. I'm a maniac of method and system. And so I have worked on the product also with an extremely limited collection, because being a sport person, you learn that whatever is not really essential, you must ditch it, because it is not just adding something else. You are creating a weight. You are creating a problem that slows you down. And then the method with which all this collection works. They're not single garments. There are only 125 in our collection, but there are more than 1,000 combinations. Here we see a card, when we talk about this later, depending on the conditions. So anybody who, of course, everybody knows that you must dress in layers. So a previous layer and a next layer. And the sea, by definition, is one of the most difficult elements, because we talk about temperature, humidity, we talk about wind and salt content. So being able to combine all of this in a smart system without waste, without repetitions. So this is what I try to do. We worked also on sustainability, and I am proud to say that our collection, well, 40% can be defined sustainable at different levels. There are garments using recycled materials. Some can be recycled or partially recyclable. Some are biodegradable. Other garments followed a sustainable path from an ethical and from a sustainable point of view. So at different levels, and it is a starting point. It's very challenging, of course. We need to be involved in this. We need to be able to do something sustainable and beautiful. It's a very rational collection. Here we had a taste. We can already see a bit what you bring to us today. So if you agree, this is a harbor, this stage is a harbor, so we need a crew to be able to get to the time when we unveil this. So from that sketch on the notebook, the experience of Enrico, and with the help of Enrico, you got to this collection. So as soon as our crew is ready, I will look at them in the eyes to see when they are ready. So here we are. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Please, let go the halyards.
Eccola qui, questa.
This is our Slam new collection. Really, Slam is back. What we see is a selection, of course. It's a small selection, which sets the tone of the collection. It's a very technical collection with high contents, with different, of course, combinations. As if we had pictures, well, with frames. Can you describe them to us? Let's start here from your left, top left. This is the part which we defined custom. This is only the beginning. These are the first prototypes that we developed. I developed them personally, but they will be worn by the Olympic teams with whom we will do the next developments. The concept is that there is so much technicity that you need to have customized products, customized on each athlete, so their body, their physical characteristics, on the fabrics and on the protections, because each boat on which the athlete sails needs different protections. And so that's the name, something that is customized for athletes. And now on the other side, on your right, that's the Pro collection, oilskins for boats, 3 parts, one for regatta. So, for example, for the tre golfi race, the boats with the keel, then crociera, meaning cruising, so also bigger boats. Up until yesterday, if one wanted to buy a high-quality garment, they would probably go to British companies. I wish now that they could choose Slam now. And then there is a third line, which is a bit more cost-effective for people who don't want to spend a great amount of money. These lines are manufactured with European and Italian partners. We moved almost 30% of our production in value to Europe. You know that 100% of technical garment production is in Asia. What we are bringing back to Europe part of the production, the higher part, because in our project, we want to be the best in the world, so there is no compromise on quality. That's why we did this choice. We made this choice. Now here, this is the outdoor line. It is the biggest. And Slam has always been known in the whole world for this. So combination between technique and style. So we Italians are known in the world for our style, and we were the best in class, has always been the best in class. And this is similar to the past, even though the influence, of course, is very important from the highest lines. And then here we have accessories. This is not secondary. We talk about bags, we talk about belts, everything that completes a collection, and then is important. So you worked with very high-level international partners. Yes. The sea world is difficult. It requires great skills, technology. So we chose among the best partners in the world, like Torei for fabrics, Polartec for the linings, the Torto, which is a very nice company, Italian company for the fleece, and Maxland. We really chose the best. Gianfranco, well, Enrico, we really need to touch this with our hands. So, is it possible to actually touch? Can these dummies become alive? You know that, of course, whatever you say, I do it. Okay, I really like this when you say this. So there is now a show. We are going to have a show now. Well, also a show for you, but you could have worn this, but no. Or maybe I could have done it, but no. It's going to be done by our models. So we give value from the beginning to the end. So we can start from a selection of the custom line with Alessia and Alec. The first models, a small show we have organized. Here they come. Here we see the custom line. Both are in 3mm neoprene wetsuits, unallergic, very elastic and ergonomic. This material is used by special departments of the Navy, military Navy and Carabinieri. We are developing these wetsuits customized on the athletes. There are internal pockets and protections based on the use and based on the boat they use. So they are personalized, as if there were a tailor doing this. Chiara and Marco for the Pro line. And now we can continue. And of course, you will be able to actually touch with your hands during the day the products. These are from the Pro line, which is the line dedicated to the regatta. Chiara is wearing a racing suit with a 3-layer fabric, with a Dermisac coating, with a special ergonomics. So it's very wide on the shoulders and it is fit on the lower part. So it's like foil. Yes, the foil cut is enhanced by our color block, which is a very characteristic color that can be seen from far away. So this is strong character in the whole collection, and it's very technical and also very elegant. He's wearing a smock, ocean dry top, with the cuffs and the collar in neoprene, in Dermisac 3-layer fabric, and the pants are in ripstop and then a first layer in a dry yarn fabric, polypropylene, which is the lightest fabric in the world. Very high performances. And of course, they are very transpiring, and they avoid and also avoid condensation and mist. Now we can continue. Olga and Victor to see the first look. This is the first outdoor look. Victor is wearing a jacket, which is special, very simple, but with high technology ripstop, 100% recycled. It is slightly coated, and it has a new membrane, a new Alpha Polar Tech lining. And the body's heat is balanced also with very high temperature differences. It can also be used for other sports. This is ideal as a second layer, but it can also be used for many other sports, golf, trekking, and also walking during just for leisure. Very versatile. She's wearing a Polar Tech Power Stretch with grid. This is a special technology. It's a cut. It's a fabric that is cut, that is very tight, that it's very performing. This is the second layer of mid-weight, and can also be very versatile. You can also be used for skiing because it controls humidity and heat during physical activity. This is the second proposal of the outdoor line with Catherine and Joe. This is the second outdoor look. There, it's a deck winter short jacket. One is for winter, one is for summer. This is a reinterpretation of the classic sea jacket, 2 layers, transpiring and watertight, and also stretch. It's a winter jacket, the first one. And you see the foil cut, which is a characteristic in our collection. She's wearing a summer version of the jacket. And this is also in transpiring and watertight fabric. And also a merino shirt, polyester and wool to keep the skin dry. And of course, this can be used under the oilskins, but also during normal other activities, or also during tennis. She's wearing pants, very technical pants, that can be used also in other sports or in other activities. The third outdoor look now. Here we see a more elegant look, almost elegant, I'm saying. We give value, aesthetic value to a technical product because it's 2 technical products. They are a compromise between style and technique and technology, and also comfort. There is a shirt. It's a stretch jersey, polyester, so it's very transpiring, very versatile. You don't have to iron it, so it's good for mothers and wives. There is no need to iron it. You just wash it and hang it, and it's very functional, very elegant. She's wearing a short jacket in a deck. It's a deck jacket, deck hooded, with a hood, and so the neck can be kept warm. And also when it's lower, when it still is very protective. So the technical elements, technical garments that can also be used in the city. So these elements are for the city. And then organic cotton. Organic cotton in the also our natural products, because our products follow this philosophy of environmental protection. So Gianfranco and Enrico, you were very convincing. I'm going to order everything. Yes, of course. But now I will start from what you just said. Of course, you have to do it now. Something that I didn't say before is we invested a lot on the line for women. That was a strategic decision, because in a sector like ours, so sportswear, which is now growing, the part for women is very important. And of course, women have a higher spending propension. So this must be positive, right? So I need to do this. Thank you very much. So women have a higher propensity to spend. These were the outdoor looks. Pro and custom. Thank you very much. Now, we were able to talk about Olympic medals. We also had a show a fashion show. Well, organizing a Copa America, American Cup, I thought that it was complicated, but that was before I organized this event. We still have some time because we can answer questions. And also during the day, of course, when we go for a light lunch, it will still be possible to talk with the athletes and with you. Here you go. Are we all shy? Here we go. I know that gentleman. I've seen him somewhere else. Stefano Begliani. Congratulations, first of all. Looking at the people, looking at the Dream Team members, I missed two segments. One, also in terms of Olympic Games, I see that there are interesting young people for kite foiling, and also another one. I see a growth in ocean sailing. So we have 3 young people who are preparing Class 40 to show that also in the ocean we are strong. So apart from the fact that they are sponsored or not, if they are a member of the Dream Team or not, there is also a focus on these two segments. Well, what you have seen is the part of our Dream Team, but we also have many other athletes who are not here, maybe because they're racing or for other reasons. But your consideration is right, and as I said at the beginning, this is just the beginning. For us today, this is the starting point. What I said to you is that my dream is taking and bringing sailing to everyday's life, not in an abstract way, but have real champions in our advertisement, communication, so all the opportunities to allow this, and the categories you mentioned, of course, will be part of this journey. Thank you. Here you go. Enrico, a question. Stefano asked a technical question, but I'm talking about fashion. I would like to give you my congratulations for this fantastic event, for the show, because this is a collection that is really beautiful, that combines the technical aspects, which is in the DNA of slam, but we see a collection that is very sophisticated, very elegant in its style and taste. So what is the next step? High fashion? Well, no, because as I said, we want to go back to the origins and be really focused on what we think we can do. That is to say, apparel for sailing. This is our plan, and then we have a dream. So I'm going to give an example. There is a beautiful story that I know about, Patagonia. Patagonia started as a brand for surf apparel, and it has become what has become. And so I hope that slam and sailing will become what Patagonia became for surf and then mountain, something that people wear because they feel they belong to a world. So I really hope that sailing will arrive in the houses or in the home of everyone. Enrico, congratulations. I wanted to say that yesterday when I came and arrived at Central Station, I saw the great big screens with your promotional videos, very beautiful colors, very beautiful videos. So I thought, oh, I was expecting a press conference, and now there is an event in this museum with Luna Rossa, with many people. And this is something more than just a presentation. Your vision as a seaman and as someone who has a passion, because you have very good results in Alto Swan and Mila Slam. It seems also intends to launch our world to the great audience? Yes, thank you very much for your question. What we are now doing today is the pilot project. We want to export as second step in the whole of Europe and then into the world. Because, as I said, this is the starting point. Why should we have limitations and limits? We work, we have a vision, but we will see where we can get during our journey. I have a question for Azzini, but also for Piana and Enrico. Well, I have seen that you created a pro technical garments for women. We spent many years sailing with these garments, which looked yellow garments, which made us look like bananas. So this is really positive. But in the Dream Team, there's only 1/4 of members who are women. Why? So why did you decide to focus on garments for women? So customized for female bodies, if you only have 4 women out of 12. I don't think there are too many women. So, no. So it's, well, I don't agree with this policy of being obliged to have a certain amount, a certain percentage of women by law. But so the team we have seen today are not our market. Our market is for all those who do the sailing, who want to live the sea and enjoy this. And I see many women, many girls who have a passion for the sea. And so they don't know, sometimes they don't know what to wear. So Gianfranco wanted to focus on this. And the style, because I found out that garments have much more contents that is seen, and in designing these garments, so a technical garment specifically adjusted for a girl, for a woman. So, but we will always focus on substance, but so to having something more feminine. But women, of course, I think that this change compared to the past is really great. So we wanted to give a shape to a real technical product and to give voice to women and their shapes. Of course, in the past, garments were functional, but not necessarily beautiful. So we think that then many more girls and women will want to approach this sport still feeling feminine. Actually, it is more functional if it is shaped, because many times we would find useless blocks. Yes, because in the past, protection and technical parts were fundamental. So we try to increase technical protection, but with a more feminine shape. So a girl that is sailing, of course, wants to feel feminine, but at the same time, with high performance. Did you say big bananas? You felt like big bananas. So no more big bananas. In one technical oilskin, it is still being developed, but we created a zip so that girls, athletes, especially during the winter, they can go to the toilet even though they are completely dressed. So there is a frontal opening, and of course underwear will be adjusted. So in hostile weather conditions, girls will not have to remove all the clothing, because usually toilets in the boats are not very comfortable. Okay, this is important. You went to the Los Angeles Olympics and also in Atlanta with slam. Atlanta, 96, 84, 96. Also in Atlanta with slam. Well, you did campaigns on 3-4 different classes, maybe not always with slam apparel. My question is, going back to the federation, what's the first thing you did when you started again with this slam? Why the federation? What is its role, you as a sailing person? And then the coming back of the brand. With all the problems and the difficulties that each athlete experiences with their own federation, because of course everybody knows this, that's the mother of all of us, the federation. All the athletes who going through from the beginning to the end, we are all the children of the federation. So I said, I want to work with the federation because it's not only about Olympic classes, but also clubs and coaches. It's the world of sailing. And I must say, and I would like to congratulate Francesco and the whole team, it's a federation that is very active and competent and successful. I had never seen such a thing. So maybe we also need luck. It's a magical time when you put everything together. And so I really needed to do that. What did you say? Oh, going back to the brand. So going back to the brand, yes. This new logo, this new brand, the original one and this one, it's difficult to tell them apart because I also have old apparels and I can't really tell them apart. If you see them together, of course, you can tell the difference. But we did this in a strategic way, and that's the message. We go back to the origins, but in a modern way. This is the message. So evolution and dynamism. Any other questions? Enrico, congratulations. You mentioned Patagonia. We know that you also love the mountains. What about common elements? Did you also consider other brands for apparels? Or maybe in the future, Slam can also take care of that world with a technical line. Thank you. Yes, we looked at the mountains because there are specific differences due to the type of activity. The sea and the mountain, of course. Water, liquid water for sea, and solid water in the mountains. In the mountains, your perspiration is higher, and so garments need to extract inner humidity. But on the sea, you need to avoid humidity coming in. So we were able to proceed. Of course, I'm very interested in the mountains. I think I took into consideration a lot. I also worked in a very simple way. I said to myself, there is not too much to invent here. So I looked at the most beautiful garments of all the technical brands for the sea and for the mountain. And I tried to see which the strengths were. And so with the style of Gianfranco and with the team, this is what we got. We will go to the mountain tomorrow. Well, no. As I said, this temptation of widening our sector is always here, but we need to focus on on our identity. And only then, when we have strengthened our identity, then we can think about that. We will see then. So Enrico, so how fast did we go with these knots? With the flying technology, 30, 35, so 80, 90 kilometers. So now we can slow down. If Andrea says okay, Andrea, the director, can I call the dream team with Furio Benussi, Pelaschier, and the kids and the boys and girls from Optimist? Can we have another picture? Yes. The director says, okay, Slam is back. deserved to be framed. I have the right man in the right place. The kids and the children in front. It's a group picture. Walter Cavallucci. Take out the masks. This is Slam. Slam is back. And have a good wind.
Marco Piana.
Marco Piana. This is a picture to be kept on the nightstand. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. We hope that the journey will be long. We give importance, much importance also to women. We want to do something really beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, please leave your headsets on the chairs and take your personal belongings.
Ask to leave your headphones on the chairs and take with you all your personal belongings.